Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this episode, more of the kitchen. Surprisingly. We're going to cover quite a bit. I'll explain why in a moment. So yeah, welcome back and to the present day. As I've been sitting here trying to stitch this here video together, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed with myself, down to the amount of video that there isn't. There are, it's fair to say, massive holes in the progress, from cutting chases through to, well, the ceiling and walls being boarded. You'll see what I mean. You do get the general idea, but from my point of view, it's been quite nice looking back at this, to see it as it was, and you know, because it's a couple of years ago now. And I'm missing part of the story. Never mind you guys. At the time, who knows? There was stuff that I thought was, well, dull as ditch water and not worth recording. So it is what it is. I'd like to say that I've got better at this, because let's face it, this was early on in me videoing myself doing stuff. And videoing yourself doing stuff isn't always that easy to get shots that are good, for want of a better word. Yes, it is what it is, unfortunately. I've only got what I can work with. I did find, funnily enough, the chest cam footage mentioned in the previous video. I did find it. It wouldn't have helped. Wasn't that great. I've also found footage of me fixing the kitchen pipe when that had rotted through, like 10 days before I moved into the house. If you'd like me to make that video, shush, quiet on the cheap seats. Yeah, tell me in the comments. I keep finding bits of footage in folders that, yeah, because there's gigs of this stuff. Anyway, I'm going to hand you back to, well, we're going to pick up from where the last video tailed off with me cutting chases, and go from there. Enjoy. Hey, right, so I have laid out some masking tape on the floor to represent the cabinets, just to get a better feel of where everything's going to be. Might change a couple of little things, but also to help with the positioning of the electrics versus the what do you call it? Things that need electric, oven, etc. Yeah, I know that apparently horizontal chases are a perfectly acceptable thing here, and the norm. So, you know, not going against what me Sparky says. I'm just going to set up some boxes. Maybe it'll be Monday. You'd say mañana on a Friday. Which, yeah, mañana on a Friday, that's probably Monday. Well, I'm pretty sure he meant today, but anyway. We're going to get all these cut out, make it have a lot more dust again. Yeah, just a little bit down there for the water feed for the dishwasher, because apparently we're having one. Right, yeah, we can get on with it. Alright guys, seeing as there is lack of any footage of me putting any of the tubos, the black plastic tube ducting that carries the wires around the house, buildings here. I'm going to explain exactly what that means as far as the first fix goes. So, as I'm reliably informed by my Sparky, first fix is just the tubes. Put the tubes in, finish everything off, and then feed all the wires, individual wires. So I'm just going to get this right now: black, blue, green, yellow, earth cables individually through these tubes in whatever size, 4, 6, 2.5, 1.5 mil. Two. So when we look at this picture here on the screen. So at this point here, which is below the level of the ceiling, there's going to be a large back box, if you like, there. So that's where the various size cables come in. From that point, they then run off to each set of sockets has its own tube or lights or light switch, or the 2.5 continuing through the wall towards the bathroom there, to and from the light switch, and then off to the lights that way. Yeah, they wire radially here, so there's no ring main like you might find in the UK. That's just how they do it. And yeah, Felix absolutely adamant I couldn't have cables to run the cables before putting the ceiling up, because that's not how we do it. Well, since we're wiring upstairs, this is exactly what I've done. I ran the cables before fixing any ceilings and finishing any walls, just in case I had issues getting the cables through the tubes. Hope that explains. Yeah, any questions, stick them in the comments below. Back to the action. So, a bit of a late start today, because I've been out doing stuff, buying things and what have you, and it's been freezing, apart from both hours in the middle of the day where the sun came out and it was nice and warm, but I've got less air today than I had yesterday, hence the hat, because it's cold. It was that cold this morning that the fog accumulated in my beard and then froze. Was on that there. Right, so yeah, been making progress with the ducting for electrics. Yeah, going to carry on with that. Put the aluminium duct for the extractor fan in there, above the height of the new ceiling's going to be. Out the wall, not the ceiling. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the moment. Just cracking on with this, and hopefully we'll get some cables run if I'm allowed them, or not, as the case may be. And then yeah, new ceiling time, exciting. Yeah, crack on. Right, so got the profile going around the edge of the ceiling, all nice level thanks to laser up there. Next task is to fix all of these things up there. Had a bit of a rethink about how I'm going to do this. I think because the concrete beams run this direction, what I want to do is I'm going to fix the suspended things from them and run this profile that direction 90 degrees at 60 centimetre, 600 millimetre spacings to fix possible too. Right, excuse me, just like to eject there. Since putting that ceiling up, I have, well, research has shown that possibly those profiles should have been 300 or 400 millimeters apart, not 600. But it's a bit late now, and it hasn't fallen down. So yeah, the distance between the little threaded rods was dictated by the existing concrete beams. Yeah, when the plasterboard was screwed to the profiles, the screws were spaced around about 15 centimetres as opposed to 30. So I did kick the tail out of putting screws in to keep it up. Not say, I haven't fallen down yet. Anyway, and back to the past. So yeah, so I'm just going to get amongst that and mark all that out and start screwing, drilling holes in the ceiling. Thus far, so thus far. My measurements must be correct because that one over there is in fact into the concrete beam because no red dust came out of the ceiling when I drilled the holes. So I think I'm winning on that front, and yeah, get amongst it and get that sorted out, get the profiles up. It's a shame that the room is just over 3 metres wide because it's not really possible to have. Don't think. Maybe they might just, but it depends. I think this end is slightly wider, just over 312. I think that end's 3.6, although narrower where that is. But anyway, I'm waffling bollocks now, aren't I? So I'm just going to get on with it. Cue the B-roll. Right, so we're going to wrap this video here because that's it. That's all I've got. Yeah, I'm a little bit upset, disappointed, if you like, that there is no evidence of all the steel hanging from the ceiling. Because, yeah, at some point the pipe work behind the sink got first fixed, and the chase across the floor got cut. Yeah, but they did. So, just whilst we're here, it says here, woman leaves internet divided after admitting she doesn't wash pyjamas after everywhere. This is news. How? How has this got onto my screen? What is the world coming to? Anyway, yeah, so next video. The ceiling will miraculously have been boarded, and we're pushing on to boarding the walls. If memory serves me right, that'll happen fairly rapidly as well, and go on from there. So, looking forward to plasterboard. Thanks for watching. Comment down below, or not, and see you on the next one. Cheers, everyone.